Hi, this is Angel Jones. I love great conversations where life's journey is communicated not only through words, but tones and emotions. Explosive expressions that allow you to feel what they felt and learned. A fool learns only from his own mistake, while the wise learn from their own and from those others have made. Thanks for being here with us. Good morning, Elle Stahlhut Roetzel. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Hey, it's a great pleasure to have you. I told you, I said, hey, I'm so challenged with the time, that I'm back in, I'm late, and you were so pleasant. You could hear pleasant on a person's voice, I'll tell you, and you definitely have that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. But we have to give grace to one another, right?
I appreciate your grace and I do reciprocate the same. So tell me,
Mm.
which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
Well, I think it's because I've recently written a book. That's how I've gotten connected with you. And I have many talents, but being an author is my newest talent.
Ooh. So what was the thing that connected you to knowing that being an author is what you were going to do?
There's a story inside of me. And I wrote a children's book that came out of a time of prayer. And that just, I was told by the Lord in my private time with Him that this is a book. And I was kind of shocked that, wow, I have a book inside of me.
Wow.
And as I just worked with that book and trying to get it published, I discovered that there was more inside of me that I needed to put down and give out to the world.
Interesting. Tell us the name of the children's book.
The children's book is I Am Brave Like David, right?
Ooh, sounds intriguing.
Yes, I'm excited for that one. That one I'm waiting for the illustrator. I'm working with a wonderful illustrator, and because the children's book is not just me writing, my other book I was able to write. I was not dependent upon other people. But with my children's book, it's all about the illustration. So I've been waiting for the illustrator to complete her part so I can get that one published.
Interesting. And your other book, tell me about your other book.
The book that is coming out on November 30th, it is called Bridal Redemption, and it is about healing your past and walking victoriously through the intimacy of Christ's love. There's been many things that I have walked through in my life, and I've been able to be victorious in them, not because the circumstances changed, but because I walked with Christ through them, and He gave me victory. So I wanted to share that with the world.
Interesting. Okay, so tell us who you learned the skill of, let me choose one. I say the skill of walking with Christ.
It came out of necessity. I think it came out of me seeking the need to find something greater than myself to get me through. My father was instrumental when I was a child. I was raised in a Christian home, but he had such a love for the Lord. And so I think he modeled that for me. And I walked away from it. Thus, my book is about healing your past, because I didn't always walk with the Lord. I made choices on my own, and I made a mess of a lot of things in my life. And so it was me. I really needed to find Him. I needed to find Christ in the midst of all of that. But my father was very instrumental in it.
Why will you continue?
To walk with Christ?
Yes.
There's no better way. He has proven Himself to me over and over again that He's there for me. He has shown me that His love is greater than any mistake that I have ever made, any choice that I have ever made. And He has given me peace in the midst of places that there should be no peace. So I would not choose anything but Him to walk through every day. He's got it for me.
Interesting. All right. Here's what now. Tell me, what is one thing you've done consistently over the past 3 years?
I have been consistent with just pressing on and pushing through the resistance, because I know that I I was to write a book and I was to reach out and help other people, but there's such resistance. It's like the Lord shows me the things that I need to do, and I think, oh, it's really great. I'm going to go ahead and just do them. But as I press on and you keep on seeking to fulfill those, there's just resistance, and it's plodding along and never giving up. So that's what I think I've done consistently over the last 3 years. It hasn't looked pretty some days.
I would
but
think so. Exactly. Which brings that question, right? How does that make you feel?
When it feels great, and to be able to say that I did it, and that is an accomplishment that is priceless.
Why would you suggest someone do what you've done?
I think that there is something great inside of each one of us, and just because it's inside of us and we're called to do it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to accomplish it. And so I would just encourage everybody to press on, to keep on pushing through the resistance. In fact, if there is resistance that comes against you, you're probably walking in the right path, because that's what strengthens us in it. That's what gives us the resolve to know that, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. So we become stronger in it. But not to give up in the resistance. Don't allow the resistance to tell you that maybe I shouldn't be doing this, because you probably should be if you're coming against great resistance.
Yeah, resistance. I think that could be spelled with a capital R, couldn't it?
Yeah. I think every letter within it bold. I think you need to bold it too.
It's amazing. Resistance does have a voice. I love that. All right, so let's switch gears for a bit now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory is probably when I lived in a small town, and we used to go swimming at the it's kind of like a quarry. It was a swimming hole kind of, and I know I always wanted to get there. And my mom said that she wouldn't take me until she was done cleaning the house, so I would wait impatiently to get to that swimming hole.
How old do you think you were?
I was probably in kindergarten. I was probably around 6.
Wow. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because I had such a great time at the quarry. It was a small town, and so there was just a real acceptance, a closeness within my town, and it was just, warm, sunny day. It's like you even said, let me welcome you to the warm Caribbean and the warm sunshine. And so it was the sunshine and fun and the freeness of being a child with no cares in the world, except wanting your mother to get the cleaning done.
That's intriguing. My interpretation of that thought picture is definitely, for me, like I've had my opportunity to swim in quarry. It's a pond, right? It's somewhere like a pond, right?
Right.
It's what we would call the deadest possible water, which is the most challenged to swim in, because there's no salt, there's no buoyancy. The buoyancy is very low. And it's intriguing that you have been able to, swim in that type of challenge. And now you're bringing about so many beautiful things, just as the children book. So that is my interpretation after this conversation.
That's awesome. I love that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So if we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Wow, I'm not good at that.
Okay.
You know how some people could tell you their favorite artist or their favorite movie, and I could probably sing it for you, but that's not the things that click in my memory for my life.
And that's cool. You could pass. It's cool. All right.
I can pass.
Yeah. So we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. Yes or no. Elle, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I think my children. I try to model it, to pass on what I've learned to my children.
Okay. Are you married?
I am. I was widowed about 4 years ago, but the Lord brought me another wonderful man that I didn't know I could love again at my age, but I am recently married, yes.
Interesting. I could carry you for a run with those answers you gave me, but I'll say Please say his name.
I am married to Ron. He's a wonderful man. He says he's my biggest fan.
Isn't that intriguing? I was going to take you for a run, and then you told us his name is Ron. All right. So, do you believe in God?
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. That's Yes, I do. That's what my life is based upon.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes, that's very important to me. That fellowship that you can connect with. I am not a superficial friendship person. I'm a person who you go deep and you get real.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I try not to.
I love that answer. That answer sounds a bit political. All right, let's do screen time. How much time do you spend on average on the phone or on the computer?
Probably 6 to 7 hours.
Okay, all right. Hey, Elle, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would just like to encourage them to just keep on keeping on. Don't give up. Today's always, it's a brand new day, and it's full of grace and mercy and everything that you need.
Love it. Elle Stahlhut Roetzel, thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you so much. You have a blessed day. It's been a blessing to be with you.
Amazing audience. Before you leave, there's one person I'd like to introduce you to, Amanda Jones. She is my wife, and her passion is to educate, encourage, and empower.
Hi, I'm Amanda Jones, and I'm a registered nurse. Do you or someone you know have diabetes? According to the International Diabetes Federation, in 2015 worldwide, 415 million people were living with diabetes. Just as that figure is overwhelming, so too can the effects of diabetes be. So, to help simplify diabetes for both adult and child, I've used rhymes in my books, The ABCs of Diabetes for Children and Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes. At its simplest, rhymes help us to remember. If you, a child or friend, want an easy, reader-friendly way to know about diabetes, then get a copy of these books. For more details, you can go to poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.